trademarks, copyrights and patents, Enterprise Inc. tells you why and how you need to protect your intellectual property. Dr. Madhukar Gangadi runs the country's second largest pharmaceutical retail chain. Find out how MedPlus went from 0 to 650 stores in just 4 years. And entrepreneurship is no longer a lonely journey. Why Entrepreneur in Resident programs are finally catching on in India. So your office has security, your plant and machinery is insured, your employees bound by waterproof contracts, and your investors locked in by all kinds of covenants. You think your startup business is 100% secure. Well, think again. It's the most common mistake that entrepreneurs make, neglecting to protect their intellectual property. From trademark logos to product patents, Paridhi Shroff and Isha Dalal tell you why IP protection is so important even at startup stage. Here's a quick quiz. Spot the original Hindustan Unilever product. Is it A, B or C? The right answer is C. But brand protection is not all fun and games. Ask 21,000 crore rupee Hindustan Unilever, the country's leading consumer goods company with over 30 brands. Lever's success is also its vulnerability. The more products it sells, the more it attracts fakes. And so in 2000, HUL set up an in-house team of 8 trademark investigators and legal experts who took copycats to court and sought damages.
We had from the inception vigilant about our trademarks, and we were careful in seeking registration of these trademarks, these designs and these copyrights, which enabled us to file this present petition.
Anjali Gupta's startup company Lipikar is no Hindustan Unilever. And yet, she too realizes the importance of IP protection because she learnt it the hard way. Anjali's former employer suffered heavy losses thanks to copycat competitors. It was defenseless as it had no IP protection. And so, Anjali is playing it safe with Lipikar, a product that allows you to type in over 15 languages using keyboard techniques. Lipikar is patented.
So it was very important for us to patent it before we actually go out there with it, because if we have a lot of success with it and a lot of large software vendors would want to embed it in their software or would want to ship it as a default with the hardware or the application itself, like with the PC itself. So the only protection we would have in that sense is that this intellectual property, which has been worked on for almost last 7-8 years, and different methods have which my father worked on through his interaction with working with banks and developing hardware stuff for them. How do you protect all of that intellectual property if the method succeeds on a very mass level?
It took Siddharth Shah a while before he saw the light. Shah's startup 360-degree Automation, a clean tech company that manufactures LED tube lights and bulbs, needed money. But investors wanted IP protection.
We wanted to expand our manufacturing setup and our production capacity. Therefore, we visited a venture capitalist who would be interested in funding our company. When we approached him, when he was a little hesitant, he was a little apprehensive, and we asked him why. His answer came that we do not have a patent on our product and our technology. The reason why we required a patent on our product is because A, it proves as a tangible asset. It's an investment into the company, into the product, and B, it protects your USP, thereby giving your product and your technology a longevity.
Protecting intellectual property is not just a first line of defense or a security that investors want. IP lawyer Anuradha Salhotra says protected IP can also be a revenue earner.
Once you own it, you can license it, you can mortgage it, you can sell it.
But unlike any other asset, IP protection is time sensitive. Tushar Mavani tells his clients to put IP protection on top of their priority lists.
Timing is important. Different strategies can be applied to different types of IPR. In case of a trademark, you can actually use an unregistered trademark on a product, and therefore you can register it at any time if you want. But to my mind, the earlier the better in all cases. In case of a design, you need to make the application for registration before the product or the design or is known to the public or is otherwise communicated to the public or the product is in the market. Otherwise you're not entitled to get registration. In case of a patent also, your product or process, your application for the patent must be made before the product or the process is actually communicated or is published in any form.
So, what do you protect? How do you protect it, and how much is it going to cost? Well, let's start with the simplest and most basic form of protection, the trademark. Trademarks protect business logos and names. It can be registered anytime and is valid for 10 years. A copyright will protect literary and artistic work from infringement. A copyright is valid through the lifetime of the creator and for 60 years after his death. Novel designs, features of shape and patterns can also be protected by design rights which are valid for 10 years. Design rights can also be renewed for up to 5 years at a time. And finally, there's a patent. Process innovations and products need to be patented. Patent protection is valid for up to 20 years from the date of filing, but beware. Getting a patent could take anywhere from 3 to 4 years. Paperwork is one reason why entrepreneurs ignore the need for IP protection.
I think what bothers you a little bit is the time it takes once you've filed it. Especially if you have a separate process called PCT to actually search, then the rest of it is just about your patent. So I don't know why it should take so much time.
Most people don't even know what is protectable and how they should go about protecting it. And in certain kinds of IP, by the time they realize they have a protectable right, it's already lost.
Cost is the other reason why IP is so neglected. Getting a trademark, copyright or patent could cost anywhere between 10,000 rupees to a lakh. Those are precious pennies for any startup. But it takes money to make money. In Mumbai with Paridhi Shah, this is Isha Talal.
Alright, it's time for a quick break on enterprising. When we come back, we'll tell you the story of MedPlus, India's second largest pharmaceutical retail chain that went from 47 stores to 650 in just 3 years.